Ho ho! 7 famous magic tricks finally revealed and explained. Sometimes you watch a magician's performance and can't help believing you've just witnessed real magic. But trust me, even the most head-spinning tricks can easily be explained. Are you ready to see these secrets revealed? Then hold on to your seat and let's begin. Number 1. Catching a bullet with your teeth. This trick definitely isn't for amateurs. It takes a lot of practice to nail it, and several magicians have even died trying to perform it correctly. But as soon as you grasp the concept, there's nothing simpler and safer. The trick goes like this. The lovely assistant shoots at the magician with a loaded gun. The magician gets the crowd going and pretends to be shot. He then magically spits the bullet out of his mouth. This all seems impressively realistic, again, if you don't know the secret. But what happens is that while the magician is loading the bullet into the gun, he uses a ramrod fixed with a magnet on its tip. So instead of pushing the bullet inside, he pulls it out and hides it in his hand. After that, when he's already in position, his assistant distracts the public for a bit. This way, the magician can quickly put the bullet in his mouth. All the rest comes down to good acting. Number 2. Levitation. Now, most of you have probably seen street performers who seem to be magically floating in the air while seated. Okay, maybe not magically, but still it looks awesome and really makes you wonder how the performers managed to do this. If you're one of these curious onlookers, get ready for the big secret to be unveiled. It's incredibly simple and doesn't require any effort on the performer's part. On the ground beneath them, you might not have noticed there's always a rug or a piece of carpet. Well, that's actually hiding a metal platform with a steel rod sticking up from one of its corners. That rod then connects with another metal plate that the performer sits on. All this framework is well hidden under the illusionist's baggy clothes. So don't worry, these guys feel pretty relaxed and comfortable out there. The only real magic here is sitting still for so long. Count me out, I get antsy just waiting for my hot pocket in the microwave. Number 3. A spike through the stomach. Ow! This trick is pretty blood-chilling if you've ever seen it performed. And if you haven't, just imagine someone being stabbed through their stomach with a long, pointy metal spike. Sounds pretty gruesome, right? However, with everything on this list, what's going on isn't nearly as shocking as it seems. The thing is that the spike going through the body of the magician's assistant is retractable. As soon as it comes into contact with the surface, it folds into itself. Plus, the spike isn't even made of metal. It's rubber, which makes it that much safer. Now hold on, I know what you're thinking. But what about the sharp tip of the spike poking out the other side of the assistant? This can also be easily explained. The magician attaches this magnetic tip to the assistant's costume at the right moment. So, no magic in this trick either. Sorry. Number 4. Sawing someone in half. Besides pulling a rabbit out of a hat, this trick is a classic. And when you see it, it looks horrifying, especially if the performer or their assistant is a good actor. Blood-curdling screams, arms and legs flailing all over the place. Who wouldn't be impressed by this spectacle? But if you knew what was really happening, well, this show would definitely lose its allure. Now, let's break it down. Surely you don't think there's just one body involved here? No, no, no. There are actually 2 assistants in the box. And the real trick is to make those people as compact as possible. One way they do it is to have the assistants lie on their backs and pull their knees as close as they can to their chests. Or one of the assistants hides in the special compartment under the box, holding the other one. They can also slide their legs down into special compartments that look like the table's legs. The trick is pretty simple, and mostly depends on the ability of the participants to stay still. Again, not my strong suit. Plus, the audience is usually too distracted looking at that huge saw to notice any strange constructions, such as a table or a box. I'm seeing a pattern here with the whole distract the audience thing. Number 5. Sending a card through glass. This street trick is really cool to see in person. The performer asks somebody from the audience to pick a card and then put it back in the deck without showing him. He then tries to guess which card was chosen, but all his attempts keep failing. The magician loses his temper and, in a fit of rage, throws the deck of cards at a nearby window. To the viewer's amazement, the exact card he had been trying to guess is magically sticking to the glass. And the most shocking part of it is that it's on the other side of the window. What? How on earth did that very card go through the glass? Well, here's exactly how. This trick takes some careful preparation. First off, the magician needs 2 absolutely identical decks of cards and 2 trusted assistants. They don't have to be identical, but how cool would that be? Anyway, the crowd needs to be standing with their backs to the window. When the magician asks the audience member to choose a card, he doesn't see which one is picked, but his assistants do. The one who's hiding on the other side of the window takes the necessary card out of the second deck and sticks it to the glass at the right moment. All the magician needs to do is find the same card in his deck and cunningly hide it away so that nobody notices there are, in fact, 2 identical cards. Easy peasy! Number 6. Standing man cut in half. Now, this one looks like someone who survived the saw a person in half trick. And yes, it does look pretty terrifying, especially if this guy walks up from behind you and taps you on the shoulder. Can you imagine turning around and seeing somebody carrying their own legs? Especially if he's all like, "Hey buddy, got a light?" Creepy. But not if you know how this magician is tricking your eye. This stunt just takes some creative prep and good flexibility. If you don't run away screaming in horror, you'll notice that this man's jeans cover only parts of his legs below the knees. As for his legs from the knees up to his waist, it's a dummy. The front part of the magician's body is also fake. When he shows this trick, it's extremely important for him to keep the lower parts of his legs in a vertical position while hiding the rest of his body. To keep his balance, he has to lean to the side while keeping his shoulders straight. That's why this trick works only if you look at the illusionist from the front. Doesn't seem too hard, but what an impression it creates. Number 7. Walking on water. At first glance, this trick seems impossible to explain. Come on, it's water after all. How can someone nonchalantly take a stroll on its surface? Do they use special shoes? Maybe some invisible ropes? In fact, this trick isn't even that difficult. Admittedly, you won't understand its inner workings unless you know what to look for. These magicians use industrial-grade plexiglass platforms standing on long legs made from the same clear material cleverly placed under the water. This pathway looks completely invisible if you're looking at it from the right angle. It's impossible to detect, even with a camera. Yet the magician can see well enough where exactly he needs to step in order to pull off this miraculous stunt. If you've ever seen such a trick performed in a swimming pool, I'll bet you're thinking, surely people standing nearby would be able to see the glass platforms. Well, of course they can. They're probably all actors pretending not to see the glass at all. Whoever said magicians can't play dirty? Bonus: a card through the arm. Ooh, this looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Well, you'll be happy to know that you can easily learn how to perform this trick yourself. In fact, with most magic tricks, it's no more than an illusion that requires some good acting skills. Here's what you gotta do. Find a pair of scissors and cut out part of a playing card in the shape of your arm. Then place the card on your arm so it stays firmly in place. Voila! Now you can go and scare all your friends. Now, what other magic trick secrets do you know? Tell us in the comments below. Let your friends in on these big secrets by sharing this video with them. And let us know how much you liked it by hitting that like button. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, then what are you waiting for? We've got all kinds of cool updates coming your way on the bright side.